And there are ways to read it. And I'm advocating that you treat the Bible as a library and read it a whole book at a time. What other book would you treat like you treat the Bible? If you got hold of, have you heard of Agatha Christie? Or whoever is your detective novel writer over here? If you got hold of one of their books, would you start reading in chapter 13 and read a paragraph and then turn back to chapter 5 and read a bit there? Then turn to the end of the book and read how it ends. And darting about a book like that, you will never get the message of the book. You need to read the book. And therefore, before you study any part of the Bible, read the book through and find out the answer to one question: why was this book written? Once you've got that answer, that key will unlock the whole book to you and make it a different book. Until you've got that answer, you can read bits of it, and they simply will not make sense the way God meant them to. You might get some sense out of a verse or a few verses, but they're all in a book. And let me now go back to what I've called a bee in my bonnet, but you don't use that phrase over here, do you? It means something that's buzzing around your brain all the time, and this is one of mine. The chapter numbers and verse numbers were never intended by God. And there were no chapter and verse numbers in the books of the Bible for hundreds of years. And you had to know your way around the Bible by context. You couldn't look up a text. And so in those early days, they searched the scriptures. We don't do that now. We look them up. And I'm not one of the preachers who keep saying, now look up Hezekiah 3:16, which doesn't exist actually, but you know what I mean. I once said that in a meeting, and I saw someone get their Bible. Where's Hezekiah 3:16? I told them it said, thou shalt not go to the cinema on Sunday. And they were looking it up, trying to find it. But you know what I mean. I don't say, now look up this chapter so-and-so, verse so-and-so. I only do what the apostles did. They said, you'll find it in Isaiah. And you had to read the whole of Isaiah to find what they were saying. And that's good for you. Did you know that God whistles? Hands up if you know that God whistles. Not many of you. It's twice in the book of Isaiah. But I'm not going to tell you the chapters, and I'm not going to tell you the verses, because God didn't want his word in chapters and verses.
Thank you for watching.